All right, you guys, football is back. It is super exciting. I love football, but I really love game day appetizers. I mean, they are the best. So if you're hosting any football watch parties and you are looking for some delicious appetizers to serve your guests, I've got you covered. I just love appetizers. I have a weakness for them. So I'm gonna show you 16 really awesome game day appetizers to serve your guests. Hope you enjoy them. If you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe and let's check out these 16 really awesome appetizers.
So this first appetizer is going to be shrimp, and I got this recipe from Natasha's Kitchen. She has a YouTube channel as well as a website and cookbook, and all of her recipes are so delicious. So it is shrimp, and I'm going to add in some seasoning. But I'm going to cook these shrimp up, and I'm going to put it on top of a slice of cucumber and then a little bit of avocado guacamole. So it is really good. So I have paprika, cayenne pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. And then I'm just going to mix all of the seasonings in with the shrimp. Shrimp is definitely one of my favorites. So good for you too, high in protein. So just going to mix this around, let this sit in the seasonings for just a little bit, and then I will cook these up on the stove. So it just doesn't take long at all to cook shrimp. They're just super easy. And I'm going to let the olive oil heat for a minute. I'm going to add in the shrimp, and I'm going to make sure they're all nice and flat. And then I will turn them over about 3 minutes per side, definitely super quick. Now I'm going to make the guacamole very simple. I have 2 avocados, and I'm just going to put everything in a bowl with my 2 avocados. I'm going to use a tablespoon of lime juice and then a little bit of salt to taste, and then I will mash all of this up. So really easy. Avocados are one of our favorites in our house. We love guacamole and avocado on tons of things. But I will link this recipe in the description box if you want to check that out, but it is really good. So I have my lime juice and a little salt, and I will just mash it. I'm just going to use my fork to mash. You can use like a potato masher if you want, but avocados are just super easy to mash up. So once that's ready, I'm going to cut my cucumber. Cucumbers are so refreshing, such a fun thing to use for an appetizer. You can use them with dips, all kinds of things, but this is really good. So I have a dollop of the guacamole on each slice of cucumber, and I have my shrimp all ready to go, nice and cooked, and it's cooled down a little bit. And that's one thing I like about shrimp. It tastes really good even once it's cooled. Some appetizers, they just aren't as good once they cool off, but shrimp is definitely just delicious hot or cold. So really easy. And now I'm just going to place a shrimp on top of each cucumber, and just definitely a huge crowd pleaser on this one. Perfect for Super Bowl Sunday, football watching parties. Just great appetizer that will just please all of your guests for sure. So I'm going to do a Crockpot pepperoni dip. So I have pepperoni, cream cheese, I have pizza sauce, shredded mozzarella cheese, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder. Really easy. Crockpot dips are definitely so good. So I have my brick of cream cheese. I have mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of the shredded mozzarella to begin with, and I'm going to save half of a cup to add on at the end. I'm going to add in half a cup of pizza sauce. And this is the sauce we like that we just use for pizza with the kids, so you can use your favorite sauce. I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning, some other seasonings, and then I'm going to cook this. I cook it on high, and I'm going to stir it about every 20 minutes. And then when it is all mixed and all warmed together, I'm going to add on some more shredded mozzarella and some more pepperonis. So you can add in really any kind of pizza toppings you like. If you want to do sliced olives or bell peppers, mushrooms, anything's really good. So this is going to cook. I'm going to put it on high. I only have a 4-hour setting, but I'm going to check it every 20 minutes and give it a stir to mix it all around. So it's been cooking. I'm going to stir the cheese and the cream cheese and everything's all nice and melted and so good. So I serve this with Ritz crackers. Really good with Ritz. You can serve it also with sourdough bread pieces is really good. But so now I'm going to add in the leftover half a cup of shredded mozzarella, and I'm going to add on some more pieces of pepperonis as well. I'm going to put the lid back on this and cook it for another 10 to 15 minutes and let the cheese and pepperonis cook into the dip. Definitely really good. Crockpot dips are super easy, and I love how they stay warm throughout your whole party and just stay really delicious. They are always crowd pleasers. Another crock pot. I'm going to be doing some meatballs. I am going to use grape jelly and barbecue sauce, and I'm going to also add in a little bit of beef broth. So I made a video of these meatballs that I make, and I got so many comments of everyone telling me that I needed to make them this way with grape jelly and barbecue sauce and beef broth. So I did, and you guys are right. It is so yummy, so good. So some people didn't say to add in the beef broth, but one person did leave a comment saying to add in beef broth and just let these simmer, and it really does help a lot with frozen meatballs, makes them so nice and tender. So I am going to cook these on low for 8 hours, or you can do 4 hours on high, but definitely awesome flavor, so nice and tender, and just a perfect appetizer for parties. Meatballs are always a hit. So I have some cheese tortellini with some pesto sauce. I have mozzarella pearls and cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to do a toothpick appetizer for this one. I love toothpick appetizers. They're so easy and just really great finger foods for parties. You can just grab a toothpick of the appetizer and just really convenient. So I'm slicing my cherry tomatoes in half because they're a little bit big, but have my cheese tortellini, my mozzarella pearl, and one cherry tomato, and just a really perfect bite size little appetizer. And definitely a really good cold appetizer, and appetizers that are cold are always good because you're not going to be reheating them throughout your party. So this is a really awesome, very healthy too appetizer. So good and easy. So for this crockpot dip appetizer, this is going to be a corn crack dip, and it is really yummy. It has been a crowd pleaser every time I've made it for family functions. But it is a brick of cream cheese. I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of sour cream, and I'm going to use canned corn. You can use frozen corn as well, but this is really delicious. I serve it with Fritos scoop chips, and those chips go so good with this. So I have my corn that's been drained, 2 cans, and then I have a can of diced green chilies. I love diced green chilies in so many things. You can also add in some jalapenos too if you want to give it a little bit more kind of spicy flavor. And I have a Fiesta blend cheese, shredded cheese. You can use a regular cheddar also if you would like. But I am going to give this a little stir. Doesn't really stir that well with the cream cheese because it's not softened yet. But I'll just give it a little stir as much as I can. And then I'm going to cook this. You can cook it on high or on low depending on how fast you want it to melt, but I have it on high for 4 hours, and I will stir it about every 20 to 30 minutes, and then it will keep warm while your guests are enjoying all of your appetizers. So I just love keeping everything in the crock pot staying warm and just really good when it's nice and heated up. I'm going to make some pigs in a blanket. I have little smokies and crescent roll dough, and these are another really big crowd pleaser at parties. The adults and the kids in our family absolutely love these. So I'm just going to unroll out the crescent dough, and I'm going to slice little pieces with my pizza cutter. I find that this is the best way to slice crescent roll dough. Super easy. Just make little strips, and I'm gonna wrap each little mini hot dog and each little mini smoky, and then I'm putting it on my baking mat lined cookie sheet. You don't have to use a baking mat, but I absolutely love this one. It makes cleanup so easy. Everything's non-stick, so I'm always using my baking mat for everything. But I'm just gonna roll each of these up. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and these take about 11 to 13 minutes, so super quick and easy, huge crowd pleaser in our house, and really, really easy. 2 ingredients. You can serve it with a side of ketchup or mustard, whatever you like to dip your regular like hot dogs in, but these go super, super fast. Okay, I'm going to be doing a spinach artichoke dip for this one. Another awesome crockpot dip. I just love using my crockpot for appetizers. I have cream cheese, and just cream cheese and crockpot dips is definitely a must. Definitely makes everything creamy and good. So I'm adding in 1 brick of cream cheese, and I have shredded Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese. So I have 1 cup of mozzarella left in this bag that I've already been using, but I'm just going to use 1 cup of mozzarella, a cup of Parmesan cheese. You can also add diced green chilies or jalapenos to this to give it some really awesome flavor as well. But I am just going to add in my shredded Parmesan. I have plain Greek yogurt. You can also use sour cream if you'd like, but I have 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Just kind of gives it a little more protein, a little less calories than sour cream. I have a tablespoon of minced garlic, and then I have my artichoke hearts. So I've drained them, but I'm going to dice them up so that they're nice and small so they fit on a chip really well when you're dipping it into the delicious dip. So I just have them all chopped up and then add it in. But this is just really easy. Every crockpot dip that I make is super easy, and I love easy recipes. If you've been around my channel, you know I love easy cooking, healthy cooking. Appetizers and dips are not always the healthiest, but they're always special occasions, so I feel like it's okay to cheat a little bit. So football parties and holidays, definitely it's okay to cheat. So this is going to be a Pillsbury crab appetizer. So I have my cream cheese that is softened. I have imitation crab that I drained. I have shredded Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup. I have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I have a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I have a teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm going to mix all of this together, really good crab mixture, and I'm going to add this into the center of a crescent roll dough, and just makes a really good crab like puff pastry is what I call these. I'm going to top it with some sliced green onion as well, and you can also add in, if you'd like, some Old Bay seasoning, and that I think just goes so good with crab and different crab appetizers. So I have my crescent roll dough, and I'm going to unroll it, and then I'm also going to pinch the seams together so I can make this just nice and flat. And I'm going to put little squares into each one of my mini muffin tins. So just love little bite-size appetizers, bite-size eats. So I'm going to cut into squares with my pizza cutter, little squares that will fit perfectly into the little holes of the mini muffin tin. So once these are all filled, then I'll add in a dollop of the crab mixture. I'm going to bake these in the oven at 350 for about 11 minutes, and definitely they're so good. Top with some sliced green onion, and these are a hit. Okay, this is the easiest dip ever. 2 ingredients. It's chili with no beans and cream cheese. And you just heat it in the crock pot, serve it with some tortilla chips, and it goes so fast, this dip. I mean, it is, once you start eating it, you just really can't stop until it's gone. This is a double batch, so I used 2 bricks of cream cheese and 2 cans of the chili, but you can definitely do in a smaller crock pot if you want 1 can of chili and 1 brick of cream cheese. But easiest dip ever, and really, really, really good. Give it a little stir, and then I'm gonna heat this and stir it about every 20 minutes, and just easy peasy and so yummy. I'm gonna do another toothpick appetizer. Like I said, I love appetizers on toothpicks. They just are so great little finger foods, just kind of grab and go. You don't really need to have a little appetizer plate if you don't have one. And I love beets. So I love this. I can just get these fresh beets they're already cooked and ready to go, ready to eat. Very easy. So I'm just dicing them into some smaller pieces. But beets are my favorite. I love them on salads, and they are really good with, I'm going to use walnuts, feta cheese, and some arugula. So I'm just going to do 1 of each on each toothpick, and then once those are all done, I will add on a drizzle of balsamic, and it is just a really great, easy toothpick appetizer. Definitely super good with all of these flavors combined. So this is a balsamic glaze that I love, just got it at the store. You can definitely make your own as well, but really convenient and really, really good. So I'm going to be doing just regular caprese, have my same glaze, my mozzarella pearls that I just love for appetizers, and really easy. This is one of my favorites ever. It's so easy, it's so healthy, just refreshing with cherry tomatoes, the basil, mozzarella, just really good. If you're looking for a healthy appetizer, this one's definitely really great and so super easy. And like I keep mentioning, I just love toothpick appetizers, so this is just a really awesome one to have as a really great finger food. So I have fresh basil, and you're just gonna you just use a small kind of piece, not the whole leaf per toothpick, but you'll just tear it into the size you'd like. But really easy. Add on the tomato, add on the basil, and add on the mozzarella. And then once I have them all made up, I will drizzle with my balsamic glaze. So this is sausage that I have already cooked. I sliced it and cooked it. And I'm going to add it onto another toothpick with a slice of pineapple. It is such a great combo. So this is just a smoked sausage and the pineapple. And then I'm going to do a little honey balsamic glaze on top of these, and really good combos with the pineapple, the sausage, and the honey glaze. Another super easy, very minimal ingredients, huge crowd pleaser. So for the sauce, I'm going to be using a tablespoon of honey, and then I have sesame oil and balsamic vinegar, and it is just really easy. I'm going to use a tablespoon of everything and then drizzle it onto the pineapple sausage bites. So another crescent roll recipe, they're so good. I have brie and raspberry preserves. So I'm gonna make these into little balls stuffed with the brie and jelly. Really good. This is such a good appetizer and also a really good like brunch snack as well. And especially football here in California is on a little bit early. It's on at noon this weekend. The Niner game is not on until 3:30 our time, but if you're watching an earlier game and you want some kind of brunch type appetizer, these are definitely so good. They're good any time of day as well. But I'm just going to cut into squares, add onto my nonstick baking mat, and then I'm going to cut a square of brie and a dollop of jelly, add to the center, and I will roll them up into balls. And I'm going to put a little egg wash on top and bake these in the oven at 350 for about 11 minutes. And these are so good. The last time I made these, everyone absolutely loved them. They were their favorite of my appetizers that I made that day. So definitely super good. So this recipe is really super easy. Crescent rolls and some spinach artichoke dip that I got at the store, but I'm just going to put a square of crescent roll into each part of the muffin tin, add a dollop of the dip, and bake these in the oven. And these are really good, nice and savory with the dip, and just very, very easy. Nothing beats a 2-ingredient recipe at all, and just easy appetizers are the way to go for me, because I don't like to spend a ton of time in the kitchen while we're either entertaining or getting ready to go to a party or function to take an appetizer to. So quick and easy and delicious is definitely my favorite. So I'm going to cook these in the oven at 350 for about 11 minutes as well. So all of these Pillsbury dough recipes are very easy and they cook really quick, just 11 minutes in the oven and they're ready to go. One of our favorite appetizer recipes is the simplest thing ever, frozen meatballs and barbecue sauce. And so easy, like does not get any easier than this. Just the meatballs and the barbecue sauce, and turn them on, heat them up, and they are ready to go. So simple. I love these. The other meatballs that I made with the jelly and the barbecue sauce, they were delicious also. These ones are just a little bit easier, but just a huge crowd pleaser, and doesn't get any easier than this. So this last appetizer of the 16 appetizers, it has been so fun sharing all of these with you. I love all of them, so I hope that you are enjoying them as well. But it's Pillsbury crescent roll dough, and I'm going to add in some cream cheese and some jalapeno pepper jelly. The combination of jalapeno pepper jelly and cream cheese is really good. The jalapeno jelly, it's not super spicy. It's actually more sweet than spicy, and it just combines so well with cream cheese. I've done this a lot with just regular cold cream cheese and the jelly on top, and you can serve with, I like to serve it with wheat thins or Ritz crackers, but that's a really awesome appetizer. But for this one, I'm going to put it onto Pillsbury crescent roll dough and cook it in the oven, and it just makes really awesome appetizer.